There we go. Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome to our head office here at DuePoint. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country on our live broadcast. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 45 minutes with you, so not too much time. We're going to go through our business, a little bit of background on DuePoint, how we were founded, our roots, so to speak, and then we'll discuss, more importantly, the benefits of this business and the system that we've developed here at DuePoint. And after the presentation, you're welcome to come ask me any questions. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we are a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia was founded in 1952. We've been operating fairly successfully in the insurance space for nearly 7 decades, and we played actually quite a fundamental role in the development of the insurance industry in South Africa. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital, so you're very welcome to go do a background check on us. Credibility for us is very important. I understand and trust that you need to trust the business we're going to be speaking about to make any decision around partnership or collaboration. So go do that for yourself. You might not know the brand. Constantia has never dealt with consumers in the past. For the first time through DuePoint are we now approaching members of the public directly through this business DuePoint, but they have always dealt with other financial service providers, and they underwrite a lot of other product suppliers in the insurance space. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. You'll notice we've got a host of financial services, or should I say FSB licenses. They're on display outside in the foyer above the water cooler. You can go find them on our website. We've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got our investment license. We've got the FSP license. So go peruse those. Make sure that they look legitimate. The senior staff are these people up on screen. So the first 3 people that you see over there are registered chartered accountants. We need lots of accountants. We're in financial services after all. Starting with Mr. Benfield, he's our senior executive. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance. The Benfield family has had a lot of success in the insurance space. Brendan's father, Dr. Brian Benfield, is a professor of insurance. He taught at Wits for 25 years. He founded a host of businesses, was the CEO of a host of insurance companies in South Africa, one of them being Clientele, which is one of the biggest long-term insurance companies in the country. He founded the IFA. They founded businesses in Europe. Brendan and his brother Stuart, they followed in their father's footsteps, also got into the insurance business, and together they founded a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, which is now the 4th biggest short-term insurer in the space of 9 years. So they've got some awesome pedigree in the Benfields. Tim and Stacey, they look after all the other accounting requirements, the auditing requirements, a lot of the regulatory aspects of our business, which are fairly important for us to keep abreast of. And then myself and Jane, the 2 non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network marketing, referral marketing, and direct sales. She's actually from the UK, where she gained a lot of her experience, and her experience is very important to our business, because even though we're an insurance company, the marketing model that we've adopted here is one of network or referral marketing, and so her expertise in that subject is pretty important to us. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for about 25 years now. I ran my own digital agency for about 15 years, operated also fairly successfully in the financial space. So we did a lot of work for the banks, very much on digital platforms. So that's the experience I bring to the team. So this is our senior staff. We've got our client service staff. We've got admin staff. But the mandate of staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that decides to join us. It is in our business interest to make sure that the people that we depend on for growing our brand in this country are being effective, that they're profitable, so they carry on wanting to be effective, and ultimately that they're happy in our business. So that's the mandate. Be sure that if you join this business, you're certainly not on your own. You just really have to lean into the support structures that we've created here at DuePoint. All right, very quickly. This is a slide that seems to evolve month to month with the economy of South Africa. It starts with that 4-letter word up on the screen. I don't really have to labor on about personal circumstances that most South Africans find themselves in from a financial point of view, but I can pretty much be guaranteed that if I ask the question, if anyone in the audience at least was happy with the outlook of personal finance in South Africa, that the answer wouldn't be very positive. And really, DuePoint was born out of a lot of the circumstances that we found ourselves in. So Constantia saw it as an opportunity, really, and we launched this division called DuePoint 2.5 years ago to change the circumstance of people in South Africa, to place a little bit of hope in people's minds with regards to what they can derive in their lifetimes without this dependency on traditional employment that has really failed a lot of people. You see some horrible statistics to how often people will be retrenched in a lifetime, or what retirement looks like for the majority of South Africans. And so the DuePoint system was launched with a number of aspirations involved. But the primary aspiration for people, for our business and what we have for people in this business, is wealth creation. So you'll see that is the language that we speak here at DuePoint. It's focused around wealth creation. One of our other aspirations is the hope that people would aspire to becoming debt-free, completely debt-free, right? So that might be an aspiration or a thought that you might not have even crossed your mind, because if you're in the position where you're just trying to make it through every month, you're certainly not thinking about, oh, let me just squash all the debt that I have. But hopefully through this business, you empower yourself to have that aspiration, because if we're talking about wealth, we only acquire wealth through the acquirement of assets, right? Whether those are investments or property assets or whatever they look like, but that is where wealth lies. And you can only achieve that wealth once you get rid of your debt. You can't really become a wealthy person if you still owe money on your house and your car and your credit cards and this account and that account. And so those are the aspirations we have in mind for people in this business, from a very basic kind of overview. How does this business work? As guests, you have the opportunity to join our business called DuePoint. Once you join us, we refer to you as wealth engineers, because that's really what we do here. And as a wealth engineer, you've got a single task, and that is to build what we call a channel of distribution. And I'll show you what one of those look like shortly. But basically, it's just you going out and telling other people about DuePoint. That's really all we require of you. If you are successful in that process, whereby the people that you refer to us ultimately become wealth engineers and product owners, well, that's you building a channel of distribution, and it leads to a number of benefits, primarily being, and this is why you're here, and the primary interest that you have in this business is the ability to create an additional income, a second paycheck at the end of every single month. The nature of the income we create here at DuePoint we refer to as recurring income. Some people, it's similar to passive income. Some people will speak about creating annuity income. This is certainly a lesson I learned running my own business for 15 years, is that we weren't in a position to create any sizable annuity income. And after 10 years of running that business, I started to realize I'm going to have to do this until the day I die. Because most businesses, small businesses, even medium businesses, and obviously active employment only creates what we call active income. You've got to be committing time to creating your income, and you have this constraint of time placed on you. But if you are able to get into a position where you build an asset, and the asset is what creates income for you, well, now you've just freed yourself of that time constraint, right? So it's like owning a second property. You can derive income out of that property. Hopefully it's not financed. Hopefully it's paid off and you own the asset, but that's a way of deriving passive or annuity income. DuePoint does exactly that. The channel of distribution that you build here is the thing that pays out the income. We are not a once-off commission-based, sales-based income opportunity. We're an annuity income opportunity here at DuePoint, right? You get to harness the power of duplication. So this speaks a little bit to network marketing generally, but it is certainly a benefit that you want to take full advantage of, because it's the ability or the opportunity for you to build a team that leverages you out in the market. It will build your income that much faster. It will create a greater channel of distribution so much faster if you're able to build a good team. Right? And I'll illustrate that when I show you what the channel of distribution looks like. Our business is flexi-time, so the investment in technology here, certainly the mobile technology that we've adopted here at DuePoint, allows you to do this business anytime, anywhere. We've got one of the wealth engineers that we featured, I think 2 months ago. He's housebound because of an illness that he has. He can't drive anywhere. He's built his entire business without leaving his home. Right? You have that ability. You can build this business, this channel of distribution, anywhere in South Africa, pretty much without any cost to you, right? Without any implication. All right, so there's no startup capital. We've designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. I certainly would not want to be standing up in front of you saying that there's a massive amount of risk attached to this opportunity. We've designed it to have very low risk. It affords you the opportunity to try the business even if you're skeptical about it, right? Because there's no worry, there's no risk to losing your shirt. I know there's a lot of other opportunities that can't claim to be low risk. Generally, even in insurance, there's a term in insurance, high reward, high risk, right? But in this business, you can certainly start off small and slowly and start building up your belief in the business, in yourself, and see whether you're on a journey towards wealth in this business and whether that's easy or not. I believe it's very easy, right, if the commitment is there. And there's certainly no qualifications or experience required in this business. So we don't have any startup costs, we don't have registration fees, we don't have boxes of product that you have to invest in to get started in this business. Low barrier to entry. For me, probably this is the most important benefit, the ability to build an asset, in brackets, that you have ownership over. So your channel of distribution is registered in your name. It's treated as an asset that you can sell, you can cede to your beneficiaries. It is certainly the antithesis of earning active income, right, which retires you. Typically in the traditional workplace, you get to 60, 65, your income ends. I looked up an article the other day that said 50% of South Africans can't afford to die, right, let alone retire. Right, that's a scary statistic. 90+% of South Africans cannot afford to retire. The moment they retire, they become deemed financially dependent, and you will see people that get to retirement suddenly become dependent on children, other family members. They've got to look for jobs again in a market where there's 10 million people looking for jobs. And so knowing that you're building an asset that creates recurring income, that doesn't end when you retire. And it doesn't end when you die either, right? That's something to look forward to the opportunity to build legacy, where so many South Africans don't. They pass debt on when they pass away. And so I'm hoping that people would be happy to sacrifice time into building an asset that they have ownership over. There's no selling involved in our business, right? So this might confuse a couple of people. Trying to understand, well, what are we doing if we're not selling product? So our business is very much split in two. On the Constantia side, we've got the financial products, and on the business opportunity side, right, where you get involved, the DuePoint side, that is business opportunity only. The two do not mix, product and business opportunity. So it takes a while to get your head wrapped around that. But no, and actually it's explicitly stated in your code of conduct that you may not sell any of our products. You may not publish anything about our products, market our products, promote our products. What you're going to be doing is focusing on the business opportunity. When you go out and you speak to somebody, you're going to be speaking to them about the financial opportunity that exists at DuePoint. You're not going to say to them, I've got some wonderful investment products or insurance products. That is my job, right? I am mandated to do that on behalf of DuePoint. You are not. And that's a great thing, because I trust no one sitting here wants to go sell insurance products to their mates on the weekend, right? You don't have to worry about that. You lead with the business opportunity. I will express the products that we have here, the information. Our website's got information on the products. We've got in-depth reviews on YouTube that people can go watch, but that's certainly not part of your mandate. And then because we have financial products here at DuePoint, it means we don't have any stock and distribution issues that are generally tied to tangible products, right? So you're never going to be ordering stock, finding out if there is stock, worrying about storing stuff in your boot or your garage. We don't have any of those issues. And so just from the product side of things, it becomes a very convenient business. So this is the list of benefits, but this is all derived out of your ability to build this channel of distribution. So I said I'd show you what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint. And now you're going to go out and you're tasked with this task of building a channel of distribution, going out and connecting other people. So you might go speak to 10 people, and out of the 10 you might have, as per this example, 5 people that ultimately become wealth engineers and product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. But this is where the leverage exists, right? The power of duplication. Because the people that connected and became wealth engineers want to do, they join because of the business opportunity, right? And so what they're going to do is they're going to start building their own channels. Right? In turn, what they're doing is they're building your channel. And this is where the collaboration comes in. This is where the requirement of teamwork comes in, because you want to leverage this benefit as much as possible. You want to bring the strongest people you can in at the beginning. Right? It'll make your time in building a channel of distribution that much more efficient. If you become desperate in that process, trying to connect anyone in the business, and you bring anyone into the business, right, that you don't qualify, that you aren't discerning around in terms of who's coming in, who's got resources to actually do this thing, well, then you build a very weak channel of distribution, right? And we see it. We see wealth engineers. I get very nervous when I see wealth engineers connecting 30, 40 people a month, because I know they're not being discerning in who they're bringing into their business. And 3 months down the line, that organization collapses, right? You see it time and time again. You don't have to bring 30 people into this organization. Bring 3, 4, 5 strong people into the business, right? People that have the resources to thrive as wealth engineers. You will find success there. Because if you bring strong people in the beginning, that behavior will filter into your channel, and you'll build a sustainable channel. A sustainable channel is one that you don't have to nurse every month. Remember, we're building an asset that we want to pay us every single month without the requirement of our time involved all the time. Right? That might take a few years to develop, but who has the prospect currently in 5 years' time to take a 3-month holiday? It hasn't even happened in my lifetime, right? If you say to me, work for 5 years and you can get a 3-month holiday, well, that's something I'd certainly start considering. I hear people like executives of large corporate organizations, they get, after 5 years, oh, we give you a 3-month holiday, right? Because they value those people so much. But how many people here are executives or CEOs of businesses, right? This investment in creating an asset that pays you affords you that opportunity one day. And so I want you to build a sustainable channel, because those are one of the perks of building something that's sustainable, that pays you without the time constraint involved. Our business is no different to other entrepreneurial opportunities in the fact that it requires hard work. We have this warning because some people arrive thinking, we're a business that they can suddenly manipulate and get involved in and be rich within 2 or 3 months, right? That doesn't exist in life. To be successful in any aspect of life, it requires hard work, right? If you want to be a professional in something, what's his name speaks about 10,000 hours, Malcolm Gladwell, right? If you ever read his book, Outliers, he talks about you've got to put 10,000 hours in to become a professional or a master in anything. Right, so that's his opinion, but he's not far off the truth. If you want to be successful in anything, it requires the blood, sweat, and tears, right? Even a ballerina. Take that ballet pump off the foot, there's a nasty foot underneath there. That shows you the work that has gone in to becoming successful. And so our business is no different, but without the risk. All right. So let's talk about our products. I'm going to go over our 4 products that we have. You are free to consider all of them, one of them, it is up to you. So that's a personal decision you will make. Their benefit is all financial. So they're designed around wealth in mind. Our products are either designed to boost your asset value, protect your assets, or to lower your cost of living every single month, right? So our first product is called Access Wealth. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. This is our investment product, because of the 324, 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. And that's an actively managed fund. It resides with Sanlam, as you can see there. You've got full access to it, so there's no delay period with regards to accessing the fund. And on top of that, we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover, right? So that's insurance that covers you in the event of death through accident. So if you have this investment, you've got that personal accident cover too with this product. So this is the investment product. The second product is insurance only. It's called Wealth Guard. It costs you 249 Rand every month, and this is 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. The beauty of this product is that it becomes accessible to everybody, right? Often insurance products will marginalize a lot of people, especially life or health products, because what insurance companies do is they profile you from a risk point of view. So the moment you try to get life insurance, they want to know, how old are you? Right? They want to know all the doctors you've seen in the last 20 years. They'll send a nurse to take blood and urine tests, right? Because they have to build a fairly accurate profile of what risk you pose to their business. But we've built this product to be accessible to anyone over the age of 18. So the 249 doesn't change regardless of your age, regardless of your health status, right? So this is Wealth Guard. The third product is our new funeral cover product. It's called Family Wealth. It starts at 299 Rand a month. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover for that. It covers up to 5 family members, and it also gives you 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. And then some flexibility in the product. You can bump your cover up to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. But the beauty of this product, again, is that we don't discriminate against your health status or your age. So you can see there's no excluded pre-existing conditions. This product will cover pretty much everything, regardless of your health, regardless of your age. All right, so that's our funeral cover product. And then lastly is Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to lower your cost of living. So think about all the money that you spend every single month, periodically. For 299 Rand a month, you get to enjoy discounts from the listed companies that we've partnered with. So we've negotiated discounts with those businesses, and we've tried to cover the broad spectrum of cost of living expenses so that it becomes applicable to most South Africans. So we've got data partners, we've got online retailers, we've got groceries and shopping, we've got the entertainer offers hotels, restaurants, we've got car manufacturers. We've tried to cover as much as possible, and we are always looking for new partners to add into this product. So we've got a new one that's about to be launched. That'll be fairly exciting and announced probably by the end of this month. That'll be coming on, a telecoms company. So if you're looking for immediate benefit out of all the products, this is the one to have, because you can start benefiting immediately with the discounts offered through Wealth Points. So those are the products. Like I said, more information on the website, in-depth reviews on YouTube if you want to go watch those. To explain our business model to people, some people want to understand, well, how do you pay all these wealth engineers in your organization, to the extent where we take some of them on overseas trips and we've bought cars for some people. How does DuePoint afford all of that? Well, it's fairly basic. Traditional insurance companies typically spend a large portion of their budgets on marketing and advertising, right? So if you think of PMD or Outsurance or MyWay, we know those brands really well because of all the advertising that they do. At DuePoint, have you ever heard a DuePoint ad or seen one, or right? No, because we don't spend a cent on marketing and advertising at DuePoint. We have become 100% reliant on the wealth engineers in our organization to build our brand. And so we reward them for the work that they do there. So we don't spend the billions that the insurance industry spends every single year, but we take that portion of our budget and we attribute it to what we call our returns and rewards program. And these are the two programs where you can benefit financially through DuePoint. So the first one, the returns program, is the most important program. This is the recurring income that you get to generate every single month, right? So it works like this. We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. So remember the slide with all the dots on? You could potentially be earning for every single dot that you saw on that screen, right? But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So the first 5 people that you introduced, and anyone that you introduce lands on your first point. We call it your first point, right? It's product that is 1 point away from you, and you can see according to the table, you actually get paid double the 27.50 Rand for every product on your first point every single month going forward. And when those people go out and they start building your channel to the second point, right? On the second point, you get paid 55 Rand again for every product on your second point. And then as your channel starts to grow, you see the product gets further and further away from you, and the further away from you, the multiplier starts to drop steadily, all the way to the 8th point. So we've got wealth engineers, to give you an idea of where you could be in a certain amount of time. We've got wealth engineers in the space of 2 years, they've gotten to point 30 in their businesses, right? So we're only at point 8, but we don't limit you to point 8. From point 8, you will keep earning the 4% of the 27.50 Rand in theory into infinity. So there is absolutely no limitation to the size of your channel at DuePoint. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. I always talk about time and numbers. Don't worry about time. You can't manipulate time, so don't worry about it. Take care of the numbers, but have the patience to let time run its course, because this isn't going to happen overnight. 30-point channels don't happen in 6 months. They've taken 2 years to develop, but you've got to be active for 2 years to see that unfold, right? So you take care of the numbers, time will take care of itself. You will get there eventually. To give people a better idea of, well, how much money do you earn in this business after a certain amount of time? My life is really valued in time. It's the number one commodity, right? Perhaps without us appreciating it. So how much time does it take to earn a certain amount of money at DuePoint? So we built a projection over the next 5 years to give an idea of that, right? The assumption around activity, because there is an activity assumption attached to this example, is that in your first month you can connect 3 people on your first point, and then every consecutive month thereafter you only have to connect 2, right? So we call it the 3+2 growth model. And if you can do those 2 people into perpetuity, you can expect to earn these kind of numbers. 2,500 Rand after 6 months of doing this work. Right now, I love this example because 2,500 Rand is becoming less valuable every single month, right? Especially if you look at it from the point of view of a consumer. A consumer is someone who gives the value of money spending value, right? So I often say to the audience, look under your chairs. I've hidden 2,500 rand under everyone's seats to get an idea, right, for you to appreciate, well, how do you think about money? If I literally gave every single person 2,500 rand, how long would it last? It's Tuesday night. How long is it going to last? Some of us start chuckling because we know it's not going to last long, right? Because honestly, you can spend 2,500 rand like that. Petrol's going up, 1 rand 20 next month. I say between 1 rand 20 and 1 rand 30 because of the rand dollar exchange rate, right? It's going to give people minor heart attacks when they go to the petrol station. 2,500 rand, you can maybe do 2 tanks of fuel. 75-litre tank, you're done. But remember, our business is not about spending money, right? It's not about creating income just so that you can spend it. We are really aspiring towards creating wealth. And so the lesson for us here is, well, how do you create wealth? If you start talking about wealth and we're earning now suddenly an extra 2,500 rand a month, go back to our first aspiration that we had for people. Get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. There is value in getting rid of your debt as quickly as possible, right? And I know it because I've gone through it myself. I've always seen debt as just this thing that's there, right? Whether it's a home loan or a bond. I mean, you start paying a bond off, you accept that you're going to be paying a bond off forever. You don't think, 19 years, I only got 19 years left on my bond. And if anyone's been paying a bond off for 6, 7 years, and you go look at the capital amount still outstanding, it hasn't moved. And you think, I've been paying the bond off for 6 years and I still owe the bank the full amount that I financed. All right? That's because in the first 6, 7 years, you're paying off interest, right? So a bond is an animal you don't want to hang around with too long, right? So I want to illustrate the value of paying your debt off a little faster. So here we've got someone with R1 million debt, right, in the form of a bond. So they've leased, they finance property. We all know how a bond works, or at least how finance works, right? There's an interest rate and there's a bond term. And that'll dictate what your monthly installment is. So on R1 million at prime plus 2 over 20 years, you're paying back about 11,500 rand a month to the bank for 20 years. So if you're 40 like me, you get to pay your last installment at 60. And for the first time in your life, you actually become a homeowner, right? That's how the bond works. But you join DuePoint, and 6 months later, you're earning this little 2,500 rand a month. And you're trying to establish whether this has been worth your time or not. But if you take the 2,500 rand and you decide to pay your bond off a little bit faster, right, the 2,500 rand no longer has just 2,500 rand spending value. You can increase the value of the 2,500 rand because you've put it into a bond. You'll pay that bond off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years. You've just saved yourself 900,000 rands worth of interest that you would have paid to the bank over that same time. At 12 months, you're earning nearly 10,000 rand a month. Who would like an extra 100,000 rand every year? It's 12 months away, right? This is at 3 plus 2. It's not 30 people that you have to introduce to the business every month. You bring in 2 or 3 people every single month, it'll get you to close to 10,000 rand a month in 12 months' time. You keep going, your channel's going to start growing, right? Because now you've got these people, 2 brand new people that you keep bringing into this business. Every single month, your channel starts to grow, whether you like it or not. At month 24, you could be earning close to 30,000 rand a month. Month 36, 50,000 rand a month. Month 48, you're close to 70,000 rand a month, and after 5 years, 60 months from today, that's about R1 million in annual recurring income. Now, I'm sure I've lost some of you along the way because the number got too big. Who realistically thinks they can earn money in this business to the value of 100,000 rand every single month over and above their day jobs?
I want it.
You want it. It's easy to want, right? You know the next slide. The next slide's all about what do you want, right? This is academic. So you can argue with me and say, oh, well, that's nice. You put an Excel spreadsheet together, the number got bigger. And I'll agree, it does. But we've got people in this business that are doing the business. And we bring them up every single month because I know the power of testimony, right? And we don't tell them, oh, you must say this. We say, come up, tell everyone what it's been like. Because it's typically people that are committed to the business, right? They're still in that phase of, I'm committed to it. All right, and you will go through the emotions of it like any other business. So we've got Renee and Henny. They've only been in the business for 6 months. The value of their channel is sitting at a measly 1,600 Rand a month. How many people would put 6 months of effort into something and only be earning 1,600 Rand a month? You wouldn't? You've got to ask yourself that question. But let me tell you what it's equivalent to. Because this is a question that you are going to ask yourself when you get to retirement, is how much money have I saved? What is sitting in my pension fund, my retirement annuity? To generate 1,600 Rands worth of interest a month at 5%, you need 400,000 Rand sitting in your bank account. They've generated that in 6 months without too much effort. So they've introduced 14 people in the 6 months. Their channel size is sitting at 33 products based on the 14 people that they brought in. And they have aspirations. So if you go speak to them, they tell you the aspirations. They want to get to 1,000 products. It means they're going to be earning between 20 and 30,000 Rand a month. At 1,000 products, we take you overseas every year with your family. That's the aspiration. That's what they're working towards. We've got a couple of people that have done it already. They've already achieved 1,000 products. Donnie did it in 16 months. He got to 1,200 products. In the month before, in the 15th month, he was under 1,000. So you want to talk about leverage or the power duplication. His channel grew by over 200 products in the space of 30 days. But he was only introducing, 5 people a month. He brought in 5 that month. His channel grew by 200. That is leverage. It took 16 months for him to get there. We've got Patrick and Pumi. They did 11 months. They shot from under 1,000. In their 10th month, they were sitting at under 800. Talk about some crazy growth. They jumped 500 products in the space of a single month. Right? Now, these are our superstars. Donnie and Patrick and Pumi are our superstars. They are 100% committed to the business. You can see Patrick and Pumi averaging 8 people every single month. Not 30 people a month. They're doing 8 people a month. And the qualified first pointers means these are people that are earning money on their first point. Right? So they've helped other families start earning additional income into their business. There is more reward than just that money that gets paid into your account. You actually get to help other people in this business change their lives. And we've got thousands of people join in this business, thousands joining every single month, but everybody is different. Right? The system is exactly the same for everybody, but I'm fascinated how the results are so different for everybody. And that's because people have different set of circumstances, may I say different sets of excuses, different belief systems, right? But you are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. If you want more than Patrick and Pumi, well, it's there for you. I don't tell you how much you can do in the business, how much time you're going to commit to it. It is a decision that you get to make. But it has to go beyond what you want out of the business. It has to be a practical decision as to how do you fit this business into your life. Do not treat it like a New Year's resolution. So very excited. I've become a student of the humanities since joining this business. Why do people do it 1 month and then don't do it another month? Why do people, they're motivated at one time and then they're demotivated another time, right? You have to decide practically how this business is going to fit into your life so that you can become accountable to what's required to get you to where you want. Like I say to everybody, there's a table that has got 1,000 Rand a month on it, there's 10,000 Rand a month on it, 30,000 Rand a month, 100,000 Rand a month. I don't decide who gets what off the table. You need to decide what you want out of the business, right? There might be a step of faith required at the beginning because maybe this might be the first time you've ever heard of a business called DuePoint. But I go back to the fact that it is low risk. Try and see. Try and see what the business can do for you, right? Getting started, very straightforward. Our application form literally takes about 5-6 minutes to complete. Now you're suddenly a wealth engineer, all right? Now it's time to start applying yourself to the business. Read the code of conduct, right? That's our contract with you. Start watching a bit of the training. We've got a wealth of knowledge on our YouTube channel that is there for you to immerse yourself in so that you can be effective. Never assume we're like a business you've done in the past. That drives me nuts when someone says, oh, I've done a business like this in the past. I promise you, no one has done a business like this in the past. DuePoint is very unique, right? So watch the training, set goals for yourself, decide what you want out of the business, Put the marker in the sand with a deadline and prepare the plan. The plan is simple. The plan is, how many people do I need to connect to this business successfully every single month for me to get to the target? Not how fast does my channel have to grow, how much duplication do I need, how many people have to work in the business. You don't have to worry about any of that. There's only actually one single metric you have to worry about. How many people can you speak to, regardless of whether they say yes or no? How many people do I keep myself accountable to speaking to every single month? Because if I speak to 10 and I know 3 will join, well, then I know. I only have to speak to 10 for 3 to join. And if I've got 3 people joining every single month, I'm going to exceed 10,000 Rand a month after 12 months. That's how simple the plan becomes. Merchandise, this is designed to empower you in building your channels. Any transaction requires trust. Any transaction. Doesn't matter whether you're trying to date someone of the opposite sex or the same sex. We're not judging, right? It doesn't matter what it looks like. Any transaction requires trust. This is not designed as a profit center for us. This is designed to increase your credibility when you are trying to connect people to the business. It goes without saying. If someone steps into a meeting and they look like they take the business that they're representing seriously, the transaction will be more successful than one when you arrive with nothing, right? Please consider getting business cards. It's 500 business cards. We can send them anywhere in South Africa. Get the business cards. Be professional about the business that you're hoping will change your life, change your set of circumstances. So that's the merchandise. Join our Facebook page. We're producing content there all the time. The YouTube channel, besides hosting all the content that we've produced in the past, more importantly, what it does is it acts as a platform for the broadcasting of our intro presentations and our training to the entire country, right? Why does this matter to you? Because it's your opportunity to build your channel in any town in South Africa overnight. You literally only have to send a link to someone, give them a call, say, watch the link, I'll phone you afterwards. How many South Africans do you need that want extra income? Like the whole country, right? You have got a massive target market. Massive. It is unlimited. You have the luxury of being discerning in who you bring in, right? But you can do it anywhere in South Africa. If it's someone in Cape Town, no problem. You can start building your channel in Cape Town tomorrow with absolutely no expense to you. You never have to visit Cape Town. The technology is there. Join us YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. Download the mobile app. The mobile app tells you exactly what's happening in your business in real time. It is your business in the palm of your hand, right? So that is the technology that's available to you, making this business very easy. Onto our XP Rewards program. So this is the cherry on top. Remember at the beginning I said there's a returns program and the rewards program. We're onto the rewards program now. So you can see already everything's changed. We've got palm trees and beaches and ocean, right? We all wish we were there. So what the rewards program does is reward you for the success you have in building your channel of distribution, right? How does it begin? If you become a wealth engineer this evening, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer in the rewards program. To get to rank 1, there are 2 requirements. There's an XP requirement and a channel size requirement. You need 1,000 XP. XP is experience points. We give you XP for everything that you do wealth engineer related. You come to intros, you bring guests, you do home presentations. You get XP for 20 different things, right? Getting 1,000 XP literally takes 5 seconds. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. And when you meet those 2 criteria, you become a rank 1, and we give you a once-off 55 Rand reward on top of your return at the end of the month. Humble beginnings. Can you get excited about 55 Rand? No, not really. Who can get excited about 50? Be honest here, right? But there's something that's way more important that's just happened. You've just proven to yourself that you can work the system. Because there's no difference between rank 1 and rank 20. The rank 20s are doing the same thing the rank 1s are. There's no difference. The only difference is the time that they've spent doing it. And so if you can get to rank 1, know that you can get to any rank. The 55 Rand becomes a lot bigger. There's a 20,000 Rand check waiting for you, a 50,000 Rand check on top of your monthly return. We give tools to our wealth engineers that assist them in being more successful in connecting people. Fancy little tools with all our collateral on. They plug into any device, these fancy little USB drives. We've got business cards, the importance of business cards. At rank 7, we spend 12,500 Rand on a single set of business cards that get manufactured personally for you. They're 4 times thicker than any other card. There's gold all over it. There's not a drop of ink on these business cards, right? I always say, only poor people get inked business cards. We get gold on our business cards at rank 7. What impression does that make when you step into a meeting and you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table? I promise you, your credibility shoots through the roof. You could be sitting across from the CEO of Anglo American. Your business card is 100 times more expensive than his, right? It's credibility. At rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year. Every single year going forward. When you hit 1,000 products, you are taking yourself, your spouse, your kids, overseas, business class flights, 5-star luxury resort, 7 days, all expenses paid trip. You don't spend a cent. You literally get to experience a holiday like a millionaire. You can go check it out. So we've got a documented video. This is the trip that we went on last year. Go Google the Western Turtle Bay and go look at what the rooms cost per night over December.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand on at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up. We will start from the start. 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 We will start from the start.
So that was Turtle Bay. We've got a different resort that we're going to this year. Heritage Resorts Littell Fair. So go take a look at that. Looks absolutely incredible. And as a point of comparison, this gentleman got to rank 9 in 5 months. You saw Donnie got there in 16 months. Patrick and Pumi, 11 months. Again, you get to decide how quickly you want to do this, right? I would be very impressed if someone breaks 5 months to 1,000 products, but records are made to be broken. At rank 11, we spent R250,000 buying a brand new car for you. We pay for it in cash, put it in your name. There are no T's and C's. There's no stickers on the car. It is your car. You can quit DuePoint the next day. We won't take the car back. Right, so that waits for you 2 ranks after rank 9. This is what our rewards program looks like. Our rewards program actually goes up to rank 28. When we sat down and designed the rewards program, we mapped out what we thought would be about 20 years worth of being a wealth engineer. So there's much more waiting for you. In a couple of ranks' time, it's a second international trip to another international conference that you get to experience every single year. So I often tell everyone, this is just getting warmed up. You might think your ship has arrived, but I'm telling you, it has just started. Because if wealth engineers can get to rank 11 in less than 2 years, well, what can you do in 5 years in this business? Where will you be in 10 years in this business? If you stay committed to it, if you keep this activity up of bringing 2-3 people into the business every single month. We've got some national encounters planned for the rest of the year, for the remaining couple of months. We are certainly on a downhill. That's what I know. When you're employed, you think, oh, it's getting warmer now, and you're starting to plan your holidays, if you can afford your holidays. But at DuePoint, like I tell everyone, you're not on holiday until you're wealthy. We all know that public holidays are the busiest days for DuePoint wealth engineers. And we certainly want to take advantage of the good weather. So we've planned 5 national trips, roadshow destinations. These are opportunities for you to build your channels in these cities, in these provinces. So if you want to apply yourself to this business, you make a list of the destinations that we're going to. Start making lists of people that you know in those areas. Find one person in the area and ask them for a list of names that you can start to canvas. Because it really is your opportunity to start building a national channel. It doesn't have to be a Joburg-based channel or wherever you're watching from, your hometown. The technology allows you to build this business in any town. So make note of the dates. You can go online onto our website. You will see there's an events button at the top. Click on the events button. You will see the encounters listed there. So let's make the most of the year. People have written 2018 off already. Who feels like 2018's done? You've already decided 2018 was rubbish. You've already decided that, right? I got pulled over by a traffic cop. I was speeding down Republic Road, yeah. And I didn't get the fine. He was being nice to me. And he already wrote off 2018. He said, 2018. He said, you know, at the beginning of the year, and isn't this true for everybody? At the beginning of the year, we've all got a little bit of hope in us, right? Because 2017 had all its issues. 2016, that was just after the drought. Then Cape Town ran out of water. Farmers were experiencing the drought. That happened in those years. And then you think, 2018 is going to be good. We got all of that behind us. We've got a new president. And whatever reason, you're thinking 2018 is going to be great. How has 2018 treated you so far? And we've written it off. Yet we've got 3.5 months left of 2018. And I know in this business that you can be profitable in this business within 30 days. I know that for a fact, without too much effort. And so I know 3.5 months is plenty opportunity to change your circumstance, at least to start changing it significantly, right? And that is my invitation to you. My invitation is to come try this business called DuePoint. Try it, even if you're skeptical. What have you got to lose? We've designed it to be low risk, so you can't tell me, you're worried about the risk, or you can't afford it, or you can't do this, right? We've designed it to have a very low barrier to entry so that everyone can try it. But try it. Don't tell me you're going to try it, and then you treat it like you're giving up smoking or you're trying to lose weight, and you do it for 1 week. Give it the effort that it deserves, because we are not trying to stop smoking. We're not trying to lose weight. We're literally trying to save our lives. That's what DuePoint's all about. We're here to change people's lives, right? And it is a financial circumstance that we're trying to change. And that's the root of most of our problems, right? The lack of money causes many problems. The surplus of money doesn't necessarily create happiness, but let's at least mitigate the problems, right? So that is my invitation to you. You have all the support in the world. We're a business that collaborates together. We are a business where we aspire to changing people's lives so that we are just happier. And at the end of 2018, I would love to see wealth engineers saying 2018 was freaking great. Because guess what the rest of the population is going to be saying about 2018? Like the traffic cop that stopped me over. He said, 2018 was terrible. Maybe 2019. People are already betting on 2019. 3.5 months. Do it. That is my invitation to you. If you have any questions, come speak to me. If you want to chat about anything, speak to me. Otherwise, good luck. Sincerely, I wish everyone a prosperous 3.5 months. That's what our business is about. Thank you.